We have heard of wars and rumors of wars. Calamities are increasing, the so-called climate, environmental issue. We have seen wickedness increasing at a pace we have never witnessed before. Do you think that it is time for us, as Amos chapter 4, verse 12 tells us, to prepare to meet our God?
Prepare for the Last Days, a devotional from the writings of Ellen G. White, a complete rule of life. And the temple of God was opened in heaven, and there was seen in his temple the ark of his testament. Revelation 11, verse 19. Our Redeemer testifies, Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. Through this open door into the temple of God, we see the royal law deposited in the ark of the testament. Through this open door, light shines from that holy, just, and good law, presenting to man the true standard of righteousness, that he may make no mistakes in the formation of a character that will meet the requirements of God. Sin is condemned by that law. We must put it away. Pride and selfishness can find no place in the character without crowding out him who is meek and lowly of heart. The law of God is the standard by which character is to be tested. If we erect a standard to suit ourselves and attempt to follow a criterion of our own devising, we shall utterly fail to secure heaven at last. The mind must yield obedience to the royal law of liberty, the law which the Spirit of God impresses upon the heart and makes plain to the understanding. The expulsion of sin must be the act of the soul itself, and calling into exercise its noblest powers. The only freedom a finite will can enjoy consists in coming into harmony with the will of God, complying with the conditions that make man a partaker of the divine nature. The law of God given from Sinai is a copy of the mind and the will of the infinite God. It is sacredly revered by the holy angels. Obedience to its requirements will perfect Christian character and restore man through Christ to his condition before the fall. The sins forbidden in the law could never find place in heaven. It was the love of God to man that prompted him to express his will in the 10 precepts of the Decalogue. God has given man a complete rule of life in his law. Obeyed, he shall live by it through the merits of Christ. Transgressed, it has power to condemn. The law sends men to Christ, and Christ points them back to the law.
Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. Not a shadow can rise, not a cloud in the skies, but his smile quickly drives it away. Not a doubt nor a fear, not a sigh nor a tear can abide while we trust and obey. Trust trust and obey. Then in fellowship sweet we will sit at His feet, or will walk by His side in the way. What He says we will do, where He sends we will go. Never fear, only trust and obey. Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey. To be happy